What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Monday. We have an absolutely insane week ahead. We have some stocks that are looking absolutely insane, ready to make us some more money. I mean, you guys saw kind of what we were doing on the stream this morning. There are a boatload of setups out there. Now, in this video here, I'm going to go over some of the key things that we're going to be watching this week from a macro perspective, and then kind of narrowing it down into some of the tickers that all of the people in Swing Kings are looking at for this week. Now, again, guys, you guys all know this by now, but the Discord is going to be coming out this Sunday. So again, be on the lookout on my new Twitter account, short2vix2, Instagram stories. Those are the places that you guys are going to be able to get the links for that, for those of you guys that are interested. But let's get right into it over here. So just taking a look at the macroeconomic data that we have coming out, consumer confidence tomorrow is going to be important. The statements from a lot of these FOMC or Fed speakers are going to be relatively important as well, but not necessarily as much. They've kind of been in lockstep over the past couple of weeks here. We did receive some comments today about the labor market, about the declining interest rate environment that we're going to head into. But when you look at the bond market and just overall what's been happening, just everybody's expecting these rate cuts to occur, so I wouldn't really expect any of these Fed speakers to come out and say anything crazy. Now, when we get into Thursday here, we will be getting the jobs report as usual, but most importantly, we're going to be having the GDP revision. Now, GDP right now is very, very important to this little recession narrative that everybody's been talking about in the broad market here. So with GDP coming out initially at about 2.8%, for the whole year of 2024, the Fed is expecting about 2.1%. Now, the first quarter was about 1.4, 1.3%, so 2.8 kind of balances that back out. But if this thing starts to get revised back to the downside, which has been the common theme with a lot of these revisions with a variety of different data points so far this year, well, then those recession fears start to spike again. It confirms the thesis for more rate cuts coming in the near future, and you guys all know what happens after that. Pending home sales, obviously getting an insight into the housing market, but Friday is going to be really big. When we come out and see another inflation print, obviously we're going to have to pay close attention to this. PCE, this is the Fed's preferred metric of inflation data. Now, right now, again, this year-over-year headline estimate is at about 2.5%. Core year-over-year is at about 2.7%. So obviously, guys, this is going to be another really key data point that we have to look out for this week. Now, on the other side here, we all know that we're going to be getting rate cuts in the near future. That's the guidance that the Fed has given us. That's what we heard from Powell at Jackson Hole. To me personally, we still need to get the bond market to essentially reel itself back in, because they're still pricing in almost too many rate cuts this year. I mean, we can come over and take a look at the Fed Watch tool very quickly. But looking at this over here, let me refresh this so we have the most accurate data here. Going to December, we're still pricing in about 100 basis points of cuts, which means that we would need to see a 50 basis point cut at one of the remaining 3 Fed meetings. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. It's possible. If they were to do it, it would probably be in September. Now, if they don't do it in September, there is still a possibility of a 50 basis point cut if we see really sharp declines in inflation, sharp declines in growth, and sharp increases in unemployment. Now, I want to go over a couple of tickers with you guys that you guys should definitely be looking out for over the next couple of, honestly, days and over the next week here as we go through the rest of this week and getting through NVIDIA's earnings. The first one is going to be Datadog. Now, as you guys can see on this chart right here, the last time that we were looking at Datadog, this was an absolutely insane move to where we were holding this, about a 1-to-9 risk to reward trade with options. Obviously, that is going to be a very, very, very significant gain there, multi-hundreds of percent. That's kind of the theme of what we do here in Swing Kings with all these swing trades that we are taking. Finding stocks that are about to explode before they do, guys, is really not that hard. I'm honestly shocked that more people don't do this. Less trades, more profits. understanding kind of the main theme of the market, looking at certain sectors, and understanding when these stocks are about to move right before they do is honestly the easiest way that you will ever make money in the market consistently. So looking at this chart right here of Datadog, we are consolidating in a nice range right above this 10 EMA here on the daily time frame. If we do start to break above a couple of these levels here, 118.34, what's this here, 118.80 here, really 119, we could easily get a nice burst to the upside up to potentially this 121 area or even this 125 area right here. Again, you guys are going to see a common theme with this. What I do in the market, it's honestly mind-numbingly simple. It barely takes any time, especially for those of you guys in that have jobs that are looking to come in and make money in the market. And honestly, I could teach this to a kindergartner. But that's kind of what I'm looking for on this one. If we start to break above these areas here, this one has a good chance of making a pretty significant move to the upside. And again, if you look at a lot of these other packaged software companies, they are having some pretty significant setups as well. Now, I want to also bring you guys over to this setup here, Shopify. If you guys were on the stream this morning, you guys know I tried this one, took a baby paper cut on this. But again, the name of the game always is going to be making sure that you keep your losses very, very, very small and allowing your winners to run. You guys know, I mean, all of my winners are at least 100, 150%, getting up to the 500%, 1000% area. If I take a little 20% loss on an options trade, that really doesn't matter at all. It's about making sure that you're going to manage your losers, make sure you cut them quickly, and then letting your winners ride, which is so easy the way that we do this in the market. Now, again, kind of the same deal here, but what I was saying on the stream this morning is the 10 EMA hasn't quite caught up to this yet. We easily could see a couple of more days of consolidation. We did bait to the upside here on this range. So that's kind of what initially triggered me to start looking at longs here and ended up failing, took a tiny paper cut, but I'm still interested in this setup. If we can continue consolidating, let the 10 EMA catch up, and we start to see these breaks to the upside here, potentially targeting this area, 77.86, maybe up here as well at around 79.77. If we catch a really big move, around 83.43. if this trade were to fire off. Now, again, guys, make sure you guys are following me on my new Twitter account, ShortTheVix2. You guys might think you're already following me on Twitter. You're probably not, because I deactivated my older Twitter account to just make this one new, all about trading and macro. Now, 2 more tickers before I send you guys on your way for this evening. Lockheed Martin is one that I'm very interested in here. This one, I want to kind of just let everybody know, is a little bit tougher to trade. It's tougher to get right. Just because of all of the geopolitical news that we are constantly seeing with the conflicts in the Middle East, and then the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. So if we are to see this one break to the upside here, right around 560.13, I might take a long position, or I might just burn this one. Defense has been on a pretty significant run recently. You look at XAR, I believe I actually own this one in the long term. Moving nicely to the upside, continuing this uptrend. If it wants to continue, Lockheed, Raytheon, and a couple of those other companies are probably going to move with it as well. Now, 2 more here. Apple. This one is really going to be dependent on what the market wants to do. If we see the market moving back to the upside here, obviously Apple is probably going to make that move as well, but this one looks really good. Nice move up, flatlining. If we start to break out of this range here, we could easily move very, very quickly to these all-time highs here at around 237.35. I believe those are all-time highs. Yeah, those are the all-time highs on Apple. Now, or that's the last one there on Apple, but I do kind of want to just shout out this move here on Disney. This is one that we tweeted out over this weekend. This is one that we entered on stream. This one's looking pretty solid so far. We'll see what happens with it. It might work, it might not. But again, making sure that you're sizing for zero with these guys, keeping your risk in check, and making sure that your winners are always, always, always going to massively outweigh your losers is the name of the game. Those of you guys that are still here trying to sit and just like nickel and dime the market on like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute time frame are honestly doing yourselves a disservice in the market. All of you guys, every single one of you has the ability to really fully take advantage of setups like this every single day. It's simpler, it's easier. And that's why everybody's always having success on my streams and in the courses there. But again, guys, reminder, the Discord links will be out for you guys this upcoming Sunday for all of you guys that have not already taken the educational programs. But again, more on that a little bit later. That's going to wrap it up for this one, team. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.